So here we are. We've made it. We've arrived. The trade deal we've all been waiting for. The LICKED deal is completed with the United Kingdom. Can you imagine? Wow, I'm so shocked. They got it done. No, they didn't. No, they really didn't do anything. They came up with a framework of a deal, which is total trash. It is embarrassing, but I'm glad that a guy with the nickname Nutlick is the one who got it done, is the one who went out there and negotiated that amazing non-trade deal with the United Kingdom. This whole thing is just pathetic. It's embarrassing. And the craziest, funniest part was the whole press conference afterward. Nutlick was out there saying, oh my God, Trump, this is only possible because of Trump. It could have never been done. It would have taken me 3 years to do this deal. What deal? There was no deal. It was literally a bunch of nothing. It's pretty insane, but it is fun to watch. It's definitely entertaining, and I guess we need some laughs these days. But it's pretty interesting. I've been watching different videos. Obviously, I caught Yankee stacking the other day with a good old what's his name? His coin dealer. But they were talking about Trump's master plan to knock out the big boys and force them to the table for trade. And I'm just sitting there like, wow, you two really just have no clue how things work. It's kind of sad. I expected from old senile, I forget the coin dealer's name. Now stop. I know, I'm just kidding. He's a cool guy, nice guy, probably the greatest guy in the world, the coin dealer. But yeah, listening to him talk about this grandmaster plan is just like, wow. You guys really lost sight of what we're doing here. But it's pretty funny because one of the things they mentioned when Yankee was talking to his coin, I can only think of Tim's name. Is it Tim? Is the coin dealer Tim? Maybe it is. Yeah, the coin dealer's Tim. I don't know why, but I keep thinking Yankee's name is Tim. Maybe, I mean, who knows? Maybe his last name's Nutlick too. I have no idea. Anyway, one of the things they mentioned was that I thought was pretty funny because Trump was claiming he was going to audit Fort Knox and and Doge, Big Elon threw that out there like, we're going to go in there, we're going to show American. That kind of fell off the radar, didn't it? Haven't heard a peep about that in quite a while. Haven't heard anything. And it's kind of par for the course, right? I mean, let's be honest here. With Trump, everything's kind of like that. Let me float something big. Let me get it out there. We're going to do this big thing. And just it never really materializes. But I thought it would be pretty interesting if they did do that. Come on, let's give them a win where we can. If they're going to do something that is actually pretty beneficial, I think it'd be good to do an open audit of the gold reserves at Fort Knox. You could get people like Rand Paul and his dad Ron out there, trot them out, and big supporters of gold and blah blah blah. I'd be all about it. I'd be willing to see it, but there's all the it's kind of threading the needle there, because you have the people who again, I mean, at the end of the day, what does the gold really do for us? Not much of anything. I mean, we're not backed by it. It really doesn't lend credibility to anything at this point, but it would quell some conspiracy theories. But I think look back at the last time that we audited the Federal Reserve's gold holdings. This one's a burnished Libertad, so it looks a little bit different. Even back then, I think it was the early 80s or late 70s when last time they audited the gold in Fort Knox. I mean, even back then, all the conspiracy theorists were like, well, that's not real gold. Look at the color, this, that, the other thing. I love watching the conspiracy theory shows. There have been so many good ones in the 2000s. But one of them, I forget which one, was looking at the footage from the original audit of Fort Knox. And they used the U.S. postal scale to kind of weigh the gold bars and, come up with the weight of what the bar should be. And, I guess it was well off from what it should have been. But, and so some people were saying the scales and stuff like that weren't accurate. But it was a U.S. postal scale, which is supposed to be very, very accurate. But then another thing that people were saying is the purity of the gold, because the gold was potentially, a lot of it was potentially melted down from all of that, bullion that was transferred in. And, when FDR said you can't hoard gold anymore, you got to turn it in for dollars. So a lot of interesting things there. I mean, let's be honest, even if you did tune in to the live gold audit of Fort Knox, I mean, how many people would really believe that was actually going on? Especially these days. I mean, it'd be entertaining, and it'd be definitely captivating and catch some headlines, but I don't think it would quell the conspiracy theories. In fact, it would probably just ignite new ones, because again, with technology, you can pretty much fake anything these days. So yeah, do with that what you will. But the other thing Yankee was talking about was with Tim was the gold silver ratio. Tim was claiming silver's gonna hit 38 by the end of the year. Yankee's saying 40. And so it's interesting because with regard to what happened to the dollar just got obliterated. I think it lost 11% in the month of April, something like that. Now it's rebounded a little bit, but that's a pretty healthy kick in the junk. So that being said, people wonder, like, what is the dollar? Like, what does it matter what the dollar does? Well, absolutely it matters, especially in this time period where, the whole tariff thing. Make no mistake, we're going to feel this whole tariff thing. The supplies shortages are going to happen at this point. Whether it's short, whether it's long, who knows? But it's definitely going to happen. And that will cause prices to rise on whatever's still there. I mean, obviously there's been different companies coming out with these tariff warnings and this and that, whatever. But everybody's kind of got to be aware of it, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it's coming. So the question there is, if prices go up and you're weakening the dollar at the same time, I mean, that's definitely a recipe there for some unhappy campers all around the country. So it's going to be seen. I mean, I'm waiting to see kind of how this plays out, because I think the damage is kind of done. Even if they do a deal or whatever, there's going to be some impacts. Think of it like COVID. Even if you bring things back online, there's still a set supply channel, like choke points, the port, the trucks, the rails, whatever. Even if you turn the spigot back on, you can't just get things back on the shelves. There's a whole supply chain there that things have to go through. So we'll see how this ends up working out, but it could be, we've known since the end of last year that tariffs were going to be the order of the day. I don't think anybody realistically planned on them being rolled out as haphazardly as they have, and just complete ridiculousness. It's so funny, like, when you look at how they rolled this out, like, oh, we're going to do reciprocal tariffs. That's not at all what they did. They came up with an arbitrary formula that's completely ridiculous. Like, hey, you need to import the same amount that we export or that we import from you, so that we're even. Yeah, that's not going to work. Other countries can't afford, a country like Vietnam can't afford to import the amount of stuff that we import from them. We're a much richer country. It doesn't work like that. Pure stupidity. And honestly, like, that's the problem with Trump, is like, because his biggest thing is like loyalty, blind loyalty, he surrounds himself with like a lot of idiots. I mean, there's just no way around it. Nutlick is one of them. Besant seems like a smart guy, but he's a really bad liar, where it just looks like he's stupid, it's like, dude, come on. Yeah, Peter Navarro is like bar none, the damn stupidest of the clowns. I mean, it's kind of sad. No, let's not say the stupidest, but he's up there. It's crazy. It's crazy to see, like, somebody, in a position of power listen to a guy like Peter Navarro. But anyway, that being said, there's going to be some impact here, and how it pertains to gold and silver. I mean, my question right now is, should I be liquidating the gold with this big run up and trading it back into silver so that I can take advantage of the price disparity and the gold silver ratio? The thing is, if the risk there, I would say, is if things really hit the fan, where it does get crazy, which could happen. I mean, I honestly think this is very destabilizing with what's going on right now. But if it did really hit the fan, the question is, at the end of the day, do you want to be holding gold or silver? Obviously gold. Silver, I mean, it just doesn't carry the weight of gold as far as, you know, the recognizability. But also, like, it's just, you know, not going to necessarily fluctuate as wildly as something like silver could. So we're in that time frame. We're going to see how it plays out. But Big Daddy Trump's meeting with China over the weekend, so maybe we get, I don't know, cheaper chopsticks or something.